Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. The Minnesota Vikings are having their top 30 visits, and two recent visits, I think they're both happening today, really stick out and are quite intriguing. And we're going to talk about those. Before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and also hit up Happy Nuts, the sponsor of today's video. Get yourself, there's links in the description, get yourself the Ballber Pro. You get a hell of a deal if you use the link in the description. This is for your nuts or your body or your beard, different attachments, all kinds of things you can shave with the Ballber Pro. Hell, do the whole neighborhood. You can do it on a single charge. All right, let's get into it. So a couple of intriguing prospects. Why are these prospects intriguing? Well, I'll tell you why, because let's just talk about who they are first. Edge Dallas Turner, the edge rusher from Alabama, and then the cornerback from Toledo, Quinyon Mitchell. Wow, Vikings. Everybody expects them to trade up. I think they'll trade up. Onebar thinks they'll trade up. But if you're going to trade up, you're not going to get Dallas Turner and you're not going to get Quinyon Mitchell. So two guys the Vikings are likely to look at if they stick and pick at 11. Let's talk about Quinyon Mitchell right now. The dude's built like a fucking safety, big, physical, great ball skills. He's got the size you want. He is 6 foot, 195 pounds. He was the top corner at the Senior Bowl. You know, there's questions about his, how he can do against top competition because he played in Toledo. Dude, he dominated the Senior Bowl against some of the best receivers in the nation. So he has emerged as a top cornerback in this draft. Vikings ain't going to get him at 23. If they're going to get him, they're going to get him at 11. And you have a top 30 visit with him. Again, this could all just be like, oh, the Vikings are doing their due diligence. Yeah, probably that's all it is. But again, there was rumors last week with the Vikings sticking and picking more likely than fans want to believe. These visits tie into that. Like this goes with the other rumor too that sending everybody out to see Michael Penix. Like, why are you doing that if you're going to trade up? If you're set on trading up, could this all be some part of a deep plan, deep smoke screen to get teams off the Vikings scent that they're not going to move up, and everybody assumes that they will? Maybe, but I also think they actually like these prospects. Let's talk about Dallas Turner next. Explosive, raw, powerful edge rusher from Alabama, playing against the best every single week. 14 and a half tackles for a loss, 10 sacks last year. He started every single game. Yeah, did it help playing across from Will Anderson 2 years ago? Sure did. But again, he was the man this year. He stepped up. He made it happen. So you look at the top edge rushers in this draft, I think it's pretty split really between the three. Turner seems to be a consensus, but Latu is right there. Jared Verse is making a late push. So I'm not sure which one goes out the board first. It could go either way. But Vikings picking at 11. I mean, that's where Dallas Turner would have to go. So these two visits point to the Vikings staying put and making some picks. Otherwise, why the hell are you wasting time visiting them? Yeah, maybe you're playing the long game, getting used to them, getting to know them. So when free agency rolls around in 4 years, 5 years, you have some connections. I don't know. I think they're just making sure that they know who they want to take if they cannot secure a deal to move up into the draft to get their quarterback. So again, I think these are telling. I know a lot of these players the Vikings are bringing in are later round picks. These guys are actually top guys who would have to be selected at 11. So to me, very intriguing, very interesting. Read between the lines, read the tea leaves is all you can do this time of year. And this just shows another thing that's pointing to the Vikings sticking and picking. Again, I still think they trade up, but that's three things now. Anybody who's keeping score point to the Vikings maybe actually selecting at 11. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about these two top 30 visits? Do they mean anything? Is it just simply due diligence? Don't forget to do some shopping in the links in the description for Happy Nuts. And for God's sakes, keep your skull in your hole.